Hello everyone, this is Maki. Today I'm going to talk about the Gundam that appears in GQuuuuuuX. We'll be analyzing it based on comments made by Mr. Ikuto Yamashita, who was in charge of the mechanical design for GQuuuuuuX. You may gain a better understanding of the question, what kind of weapon is a Gundam? In episode 2 of GQuuuuuuX, Charles Neville says could it be that this Gundam was made as a decoy? With this analysis, we might be able to understand this line on a deeper level. Now, let me make a small announcement. My channel accepts support through memberships. For just 99 cents a month, you can get a name badge and comment stamps. And with that, your reconnaissance mission into a top-secret Federation operation begins. You're the commander. Choose your own team members to accompany you. Pressing the subscribe button will assign Jean to your team. Pressing the like button will assign Denim to your team. And if you press the bell button, Charles Neville himself will be sent to accompany you. We wish you good luck. First, there's something important to keep in mind. The official settings for GQuuuuuuX have not yet been fully revealed. Mr. Yamashita's statements are based on the ideas he had as a designer when creating the designs. It's possible that when official setting materials are released, they may contain information that differs from Mr. Yamashita's perspective. However, his thoughts are still the basis for the final designs. If you keep his interpretation in mind while watching the story, you'll definitely be able to enjoy it on a deeper level. So let's take a look at Mr. Yamashita's comment. This is something I thought about even before I started working on GQuuuuuuX. A Gundam probably can't be mass-produced because it requires too much technology, materials, and funding. Ray was allowed to continue development because the plan was to have it discovered by the Zeon forces from the beginning. It was supposed to be a deception operation. The idea was to make Zeon believe that the enemy is developing an extremely powerful new type of mobile suit, so that they would spend more time developing their own in response. It was an information warfare strategy. People often say that the Gym was a downgraded version of the Gundam in terms of power and structure, but it was still used too quickly. So in reality, the Gym was the new model of mobile suit that the Earth Federation was planning, and the Gundam was developed as a decoy to hide that fact. If you think about it that way, it's quite logical. That's an interesting interpretation. In the original Universal Century, it was established that a powerful mobile suit called the Gundam was developed. And then the Gym was mass-produced based on that design. But Mr. Yamashita offers a different take, suggesting that the Gundam was created as a tool to win the information war against Zeon, and was not originally intended to be used in actual combat. It seems that this interpretation by Mr. Yamashita made its way into the story of GQuuuuuuX. Leading to Shaw's line, could it be that the Gundam itself was made as a decoy? Mr. Yamashita also added more details in the follow-up comment. This time, he was responding to a comment from a fan. Let's take a look at what the fan had to say first. Actually, Zeonic's delay in using the Gelgoog on the battlefield was largely due to how long it took them to develop a beam rifle. It's very likely that the information about Earth's Federation mobile suits being equipped with beam rifles as standard weapons had the effect of delaying the mass production plans for the Gelgoog. Here's Mr. Yamashita's answer. I also think that it wasn't the Gundam itself that had the biggest impact. but rather the beam rifle. And I think it's the 5 times energy gain that a beam rifle can output. Even though Admiral Ray casually throws the beam rifle away in the story, it's actually a groundbreaking weapon that can completely change the battlefield. It's probably the most expensive part of the Gundam. When the Zeon forces got wind of the beam rifle, it probably caused major delays in their mobile suit development plans. And most importantly, even the Earth Federation, who developed the Gundam, didn't mass-produce the beam rifle itself. That's another fascinating insight. The GIM, the mass-produced mobile suit of the Earth Federation, is not equipped with a beam rifle, but with a beam spray gun. Did the GIM that was taken down by Shaz Sugak have a beam rifle? Let's take a look at that scene. You see, he's carrying a spray gun. Oh, you want to check the scene right before that. There must be some kind of mistake. A huge concentration of Minovsky particles must have been dispersed, causing the monitor to display incorrect images. Anyway, this gives us a better understanding of how special the Gundam and its beam rifle really were as weapons. Of course, as I mentioned at the beginning, this is only the interpretation that Mr. Yamashita had in mind when he designed the Gundam that appears in GQuuuuuuX. Still, it's a very logical and interesting perspective. And this interpretation by Mr. Yamashita fits perfectly with the world of GQuuuuuuX as envisioned by its director, Mr. Kazuya Tsurumaki. The first Gundam has always been open to many interpretations. It's often said while it threw that Admiral Ray and the Gundam were powerful, it's unrealistic to think that one soldier and one piece of equipment could change the course of an entire war. Admiral's accomplishments were only minor events when viewed in the context of the entire battlefield. At the same time, Mr. Tsurumaki has publicly commented on an official program saying, if you are going to put the word Gundam in the title, then the Gundam has to be something really special. With this in mind, he created GQuuuuuuX. In the world of GQuuuuuuX, the Gundam is an ultra-powerful unit that wasn't meant for mass production or prolonged use. Meanwhile, the Zeon forces had developed research and used mobile suits earlier than the Earth Federation. They had the advanced technology needed to continue to introduce new mobile suit models. For the Earth Federation, the Gundam was meant to be a decoy weapon with no real practicality. But when it was combined with Zeon's superior technology, it became a super wing that could dramatically change the course of the war. In fact, thanks to the addition of Zeon's technology, the Gundam eventually gained powerful features such as the Alpha Psycho U and bits. Mr. Yamashita's interpretation could also be very helpful to fans who like to create fan fiction or customize gunplay to make their own original mobile suits. Personally, I think the idea that the beam rifle is the most important element is absolutely brilliant. In the original Universal Century timeline, beam rifles don't become standard equipment on mass-produced mobile suits until the year 0087. The Earth Federation poured an enormous amount of resources into achieving technology that was about 8 years ahead of its time. This kind of insight is valuable not only for understanding GQuuuuuuX, but also for enjoying other Gundam series. For example, in 0083, there are very few mobile suits equipped with beam rifles. Even among the Galguk Marines, only Simagaha's custom unit is shown with one. The Gundams in this series were developed by Anaheim Electronics as prototype weapons, not necessarily intended for mass use. There's even the gym cannon, which is equipped with a larger beam cannon. But standard mobile suits with beam rifles are almost nowhere to be seen. Maybe the creators of 0083 also wanted to respect the idea that beam rifles would not become standard equipment for mass-produced mobile suits until the Zeta Gundam era. That may be why they chose to depict the technology in the way they did. Paying attention to details like this can really enrich the viewing experience. Thank you for watching until the end. I'll see you in the next episode.